Listen, I wish we could talk about what we was just talking about on the show ahead of time. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy. No, we can't do that on the show.
We can't do that.
Well, listen, it's not a problem of cancel. It's a problem of the phone call that I'm gonna receive after that. But Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. As always, Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. The man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan the Don in the building. A lot to get into on today's. Okay, all right. I guess that's the intro. All right. Yeah, I guess it's going. Let it rock. A lot to get into on today's episode. That new intro just be popping up, dog. I swear I didn't have that mug on. I didn't have that mug on, ready to play or nothing. A lot to get into on today's episode as the Chicago Bears have been linked to Maxx Crosby per Albert Breer. We're going to have to take a look at that conversation. Everybody's tingling.
Is that a valid source?
Yeah, that one might be a valid source.
Did he get his two-person validity to make sure it's good?
You know about a little two-person validity. Hey, you know, a little reporter.
Hey, I'm a media guy too now.
A little insider over here.
Where's my tie at? Yes.
You know, when you called yourself Insider Drew, I thought you meant something different. Bang! We also got to talk about the conversation of Brad Biggs absolutely shutting down the Javon Dexter rumors and just general draft talk. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, y'all good? Everybody good?
Hey, man, it's Monday.
Hey, man.
You know, it's first business day, so it's an ugly work day, but I'm here at this job now, so it's better.
Listen, my day been a day, brother.
Bro, I got phone calls of people asking where money was and this, that, and the other. It's like, hey, man.
Put the money in the bag.
Right. Exactly. Hey, as they say, put the weed in the bag, then get money. Can I get him and get me a cup of coffee first before you ask me where your money at?
Yeah, bro. It is definitely been a day. What did Pterodactyl Pop said? Insider Drew equals JC Nuggets. Listen, JC. No. Did you see that this morning, bro?
I did. That was bad.
Bro, hold on. It's common knowledge, right?
That was bad.
It's common knowledge. Hold on. Let me ask you this, Ringo, because he's seen the show. I don't know if you've seen it. If I say I heard a nugget on something, does your brain go to chicken nuggets?
And have a dissertation about chicken nuggets.
No.
And it went to crispy.
It was a good chicken conversation.
It was a straight dissertation.
We did have a good chicken conversation on that.
No.
Listen, a nugget is a little tidbit.
I ain't get a chance.
I literally was just like,
he looked at him. He looked at him like,
I just started laughing because I'm like, I think it comes from gold nuggets, dog, not chicken nugget. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But that's
man. Hey. All that more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's jump into this because I think number one, right, the big conversation of the day, of course, was around what Albert Breer ended up dropping a little bit earlier this morning on the possibility of teams that are in on Maxx Crosby, and including the Chicago Bears name, has Chicago all up in a excitement going, oh, so we're actually doing this. There were multiple teams that were included in Albert Breer coming out this morning and talking about this, but the Bears were one of the teams that definitely caught Chicagoland's eye. And I think here's, the real question. Is it worth the squeeze where you're at right now? We could sit here and explain all these different things. We could sit here and talk about it. We're all in on the Maxx Crosby conversation. We know what the Maxx Crosby conversation is. If the Bears are connected in trade talks, let me ask you this. Not even is the juice worth the squeeze? Are you just happy that the Bears are doing their due diligence? Because that's where I'm at with it, if I'm being honest.
Is Vegas even willing to sell? Because Vegas has been on the fence and said, no, he's our core player. He's not even available, but they keep pushing this narrative to say he's available.
Well, when you hit them with a, what they say? They say, we don't want to move on from Maxx Crosby. Would you be willing to trade Maxx Crosby? Well, we're willing to listen to everything. That to me is, you're willing to trade Maxx Crosby. And I mean, listen, Albert Breer also said in the report that he had put out that if a deal is done, it's going to be done this week.
That's fast.
So this is not it's going to be closer to the draft. This is not you're going to be weeks out on it. It's going to be done this week if you're going to do it.
But to answer your question though, I do as a Bears fan finally feel that we are gaining traction as being a legitimate organization again, that we are put into conversations that where somebody wants to come to us and we want them, that we are reaching out to hire talent free agents, always not looking at the bottom of the barrel, not trying to find the deal, but actually going ahead to look at the top tier talent.
Yeah.
So yes, I do like the fact that we are now doing that we are now one of the we're trying to get back to where we used to be, where we were the cream of the crust of the organizations. Now we fell all the way to the bottom. Now we're coming back.
Yes. I don't like that statement. I don't know what
it wasn't a pause.
Cream of the crust might be a pause, bro.
It's not a pause.
I think you meant cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Or the bottom of the crust.
No,
I think you combined two statements.
I did because I did it on purpose because we were the cream,
okay.
and now the crust, and now we the cream of the crust, and I put it back together. I don't like it. You have it. You
I don't like it.
Anyway,
you don't have to.
Bobby with the super chat, he said the rest of us hungry for Maxx Crosby to the Bears news. JC hungry for the pigeon nuggets with lemon pepper and mild sauce combo meal, or in JC case, a number 7.
Let me get a number 7, a number 9, a number 6 with extra dip.
Ringo, what are your thoughts on this? And no, he can't go to the Giants.
I mean, we don't need him. I mean, I know, but I
kind of don't. I think facts.
It's the same thing I said.
Abdul Carter, Brian Burns.
Yeah.
Oh no, they don't.
Yeah,
now,
I think
it's
Dexter Lawrence too.
Yeah, and you guys still suck last year.
They did very bad.
By the way, we'll be okay. We're getting it together. Okay. We're getting it together.
We believe you.
No, I think it's the same thing that I said 2 weeks ago. I think it's about gauging where you actually are as a team, as a franchise right now. I think that and it's like I told you when we was off air. Next year, like when the season starts, they're gonna be the Bears are gonna be in Super Bowl contender talks. Just off of how the offense was and how Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are moving. You see right now, Caleb is probably a top 5, maybe 6 quarterback in the NFC right now.
Oh, in the NFC?
Yeah. Just in the NFC right now. So they're gonna be.
That's an interesting question. Where is Caleb in the NFC right now? There's not a lot of great quarterbacks in the NFC. I mean, you go in Dak, of course. I still got Dak ahead of him. I got Max ahead of him.
Stafford's ahead of him.
Yes,
that's 3.
I said Dak. I said Max. I got Matt ahead of him. Is who I meant to say. Okay, I don't know who the heck Max is. Max Brosmer.
What was it? No, then you gotta kind of say golf a little bit because
I would still put golf ahead of him. And I guess I would rather have Caleb night and day, no matter what. But stat wise, I guess Jordan Love
stat wise
is ahead of him.
Yeah.
But win wise, give me Caleb
definitely
any day.
So
top. Yeah, what'd you say? 6? You said 6.
Top 5, 6. Yeah, top 5, 6.
But the problem, like you said, is we have to feel other deficiencies on the defense in addition to having Max for us to be in that Super Bowl talk, really. So, because if you look at all the betting thing, which everybody goes off of, the Bears were not even in the Super Bowl conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bring in Max and you retool the defense, then definitely I agree with you that then we become into that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely valid. I mean, I think because also like I said 2 weeks ago, I feel like Tom Brady's trying to move efficient with it, right? Like you got Mendoza, he's trying to build up as many picks as possible because he knows that they need help. So it's all about is he really actually willing to play. Hardball when it comes to this, because I don't think he wants anything lingering.
You know what? And I will say this, and maybe that's a conversation we haven't had enough of, is the Brady effect going to play into the possibility that Maxx Crosby is moved? What I mean by that is Tom Brady comes from the New England Patriots. What is the Patriot way?
When it's expensive, you get to
trade him a year early.
A year too early versus a year too late. I could definitely see Tom Brady walking in there and being like, listen, I love Max. I think he's a phenomenal player. He sacked me multiple times, unfortunately. We need to move on from here, from him, and get as many draft picks and a good player in there as possible. But here's my thing with all of this.
They said multiple first, though.
Last thing that we had heard, 2 firsts and an impact player,
right, exactly.
Which the Bears would need to move the impact player no matter what. Here's the bottom line of it, though, for me, and whatever, if the Bears were willing to do it, maybe like I listen, if Maxx Crosby is traded here, we all know we're gonna be jumping for joy. We're gonna be excited. We're gonna be like, oh God, it's Crosby, we got him, here we go. But you have to win the Super Bowl within those first couple of years before things get difficult. Yeah. But here's the thing for me that I think we ignore too often, and I talked about it on the show today. Ryan Poles is being very honest.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
He's literally just going, we're probably not going to be in those conversations because we don't have money. We have to. Now, you create money. I've shown, through different things that I have done, that there's multiple ways for you to create money. There's multiple ways for you restructure deals, cut Tremaine Edmonds. Like, there are things that you can do to create money to get Maxx Crosby in there. Once you create that money, right, technically he's still telling the truth if he's saying, we don't have the money to go make a move like that. Once you have the money, though, that may be a different conversation. But I don't think that the Bears offseason is going to be flashy. I don't think that the Bears offseason is going to be sexy, and I'm okay with that. I like that the Bears are still in the conversation. When I saw the Breer report, I didn't go, oh my God, the Bears are going to get Maxx Crosby. I was like, good job. The Chicago Bears are doing their due diligence. That's what I want to see from this team. That's what the future of this team should be. You need to, any big player that is available, any big player. The Bears were in on Micah Parsons calls, right? They made calls on Micah. Let's see what we got there. That's what good teams do. The Bears are in on Maxx Crosby. The Bears have called about Myles Garrett. That is what good teams do.
Finally.
Doesn't mean that you're going to be there, because what gets me every single time is when you take the Jerry Reinsdorf approach before the offseason even starts. Oh, well, we're not going to be in on who was to end up going to the Padres.
Fernando Tatis.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
I like to.
You shut your mouth.
You all right?
You shut your mouth. We're not gonna bring up Fernando Tatis right now. He's been banged up.
Oh, you talking about the other guy? The one that
he was a free agent.
Yeah.
I cannot think of it. He's like,
he's a third baseman.
Yeah, he's like the face of their team. Almost.
Yeah.
Either way, but
Manny Machado.
Manny, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's
you're supposed to kick. As they say, the word is you're supposed to kick the can.
No, just do your due diligence.
Kick the can and see what comes out.
No, you got to make the call.
I'm not sitting here telling you.
You're supposed to shake the tree and see
telling you you don't got to get the job done, but you could pick up the phone and go, here we go. Like, hey, what's it going to cost? And you never know what a team is willing to work out with the player that you have on your team that you can give up. So to me, like, one of two reasons I love that the Bears are in this. We've heard that the Detroit Lions were really involved in the conversation until there was a kidnapping that happened. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Terion Arnold.
Terion Arnold isn't.
Did you not see this story?
No, I did not.
I'm talking about Drew. So somebody
basically
broke into his crib, took $100,000. First off, hold on.
This happened today?
No.
Like
this weekend. This weekend.
Oh, no.
Or last weekend. Was it last weekend?
I think it was
last weekend or this weekend?
That.
It's a very good response for you to make as much money as you do. So somebody broke in his crib, took a bunch of his guns, took $100,000 from him, took some chains, and took a couple of Louis bags. So he finds out who did it, pulls up, or paid someone to pull up. They snatch Buddy up.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Tape him, trunk him, drive off.
Oh, first 48. Here we go. This is the first 48.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing? You're in the NFL. At least have the money funneled through an offshore account on an island that comes back.
Somebody said
unbelievable stuff.
Hey, the crazy part about it is somebody said, how you gonna rob him and then snitch on him because he robbed you back for his stuff?
That is a point, bro.
No, I'm not. Find a way to get your stuff back.
But it's street justice.
But you went to street justice in the NFL. You can't do that.
not if you the starting corner.
Not after the season you had last year.
He had a good season too.
You know what I mean?
He had a good season too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He did.
But
like, come on,
man.
bro. We gotta be smarter than this. But I say I have to say, I'm sitting there like
you break into my crib, you're
Keep
mine.
Booker around with the comment. Terion Arnold motto, you break into my crib, you're mine.
Joe said he went Vegas OJ.
No, that mug went, I have a very special set of skills. Money.
Yeah.
I will find you. And I will take you up.
Bro, on a side note, what's all this security? It's got to be some inside stuff going on because all these people that's got all this money,
it was like
houses get broken into.
String of robberies in the area.
I mean, you don't have.
But you got security out there, man. I got a $5 million crib. I'm not gonna have at least a Barney Fife type dude just going past my crib.
Have you ever seen most of these muds cribs? Most of these muds live in great neighborhoods and yada yada.
I used to work in there. I used to work in Burr Ridge with $5 million houses, and it's Barney Fife dude that as soon as you pull on the block, they looking at you like, where are you going?
What was the level of player? Who crib you was at?
It was a regular.
That's what I meant.
But it was still a $5 million
That's
crib.
what I meant. Yeah, it's a $5 million crib. Most of these muds is normal. What was old boy? Was it DDG?
Oh yeah,
he was streaming and Buddy just jumped the gate.
Yeah,
and was just in his crib eating a plate.
Wow. Hey, man.
It's like it's a big property, bro. I mean, they probably got one security guard that pull up once a week.
Yeah.
But back to the football talk. That was a sidebar there.
Yeah.
Just tearing out. The reason I brought him up was because the Detroit Lions reportedly were very heavily on Maxx Crosby until the Terion Arnold situation happened. When you hear that, I want to hear that the Bears are involved in it.
I do, but what's the ranking though? Because I know everybody needs defensive pressure. No one is out of the out the scheme that don't need that right now, except for maybe Houston, maybe Philly. But everybody else, they need the pressure coming off the end. So how far are the Bears up on this list? Are we one of his preferred locations to go because we're up and coming team?
After that podcast,
he was glazing Caleb really good. Pause all you want to. He glazed him really good.
That was a glaze off. I ain't gonna lie.
It was, bro.
That was insane.
Hey, Ringo, that was. Hey man, I hope your whole week is filled with sunshine and rainbows. I hope your whole month is nothing but blessings.
You smell phenomenal. What is that? Irish Spring?
Right. Who's that? Burberry? No, Irish Spring.
No.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, like it was literally just a
drinks on me.
Bro,
no.
Hey, how many drinks? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them on me. No, it's on me. You got something you want to say? That's literally what that podcast was.
Hey, but it was. But like I say, but with that Glaze Fest, are now we of one of the top 2 destinations for him?
Top 3 easy, bro. After that, it gotta be top 3. It gotta be top 3.
I would think that the Bears are probably in on his list. What did Papa Dudek said? Yo. One more week in Poland, boys. Then we're back to the States unless something happens. Prayers up to you, bro. Get back safe,
bro.
You should be good.
No, no, because they shut down Dubai.
Yeah,
right. They got folks sleeping in the airport over there.
Watch it back, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know if a car backfired or what. When we was recording the Bears podcast earlier, me and Shay both stopped. Like, is it happening?
Because they said something that was happening in Texas down in
that was something different. But
but they said they originally thought that was something like that too. It's like, man, you gotta be safe out here.
Here's the thing for me with Maxx Crosby and the bottom line of all of it. I don't think the Bears are gonna get him. I don't think that the Bears are looking to go all in for Maxx Crosby. I think that Ryan Poles at face value has told us that they're probably not going to be in that market. But I do like that they're exploring that market. And if you can find a way to make that market work, I'm going to be excited about it. I love it. I think that it shows you're going all in. Here's the thing. History tells me you're probably not going to be the outlier. But if you think Caleb Williams is that much of a difference maker, and that's what this comes down to, that's the part that I think we haven't talked enough about. It's not about Maxx. Maxx adds the pressure. Maxx is great. You know what Maxx is going to bring.
One-man wrecking crew.
it truly is about how much of a difference maker, how much of a prolific quarterback is Caleb Williams going to be next year. Because if you think that Caleb Williams becomes one of those guys that gets to 70% like Ben Johnson talks about, and he's top five, you're not going to look back at the deal and go, oh my God, it's a bad deal. You're going to say, maybe something didn't work. Maybe you didn't win the Super Bowl, but you got Caleb Williams. And that's the one part of this that it's like, a move like that for Maxx Crosby would tell me Ben Johnson's like, y'all about to watch a guy get unleashed.
Exactly. So if he making that deal, that means he's seen something in Caleb over this offseason that he is now ready to make that next jump to, like you say, a lot of times you got the wide receivers in 3 years makes that jump. Yeah. You're talking about Caleb is ready to make that upper echelon, Pat Mahomes type of jump where he's ready to be Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think because my last point on it is just like I'm glad that they're in the conversation, because like, let's say he gets traded, and I mean, and it is two first rounders and whatever they said.
DJ Moore,
more
than likely that's what.
And DJ Moore. If somebody else did that, I'd like, at least the people won't be in the comments saying, "Oh well, did we even make the call?" Because they made the call. Yeah, they made the call, which. Hey,
that's real for me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's really all that you can ask for.
Because how many times have we just been like, we're gonna watch talent move around and we know we need that.
Yeah, but then you also turn around and look at the trade and be like, oh, he went for that. Yeah. Like,
and that's the worst part, right?
We could have offered the same something similar.
That was the thing for me with Micah. You know what I mean? It was what Micah went for was Kenny Clark and a first and a fifth, right?
Yeah,
and it was just like, we got that,
which is why I'm upset. I'm kind of upset at Vegas's asking price, because if you had a younger player that didn't even have a contract, you had to give him a contract. Max already has his contract and is a couple years older and has had more of an injury history, even slightly though, a slightly more injury history than Micah. How are you asking for more? This is not like the New York trade where they just gave all.
That is a good point. You're not wrong.
Because he's still top three.
I think
he's still top three, but Micah is top. Is Miles and then Micah, but see, and then Max is three. The three can't get more than two.
But is Max? But the real question is Max that far off from Micah that we just like
I would say Max is a better all-around player than Micah as far as being able to play the pass and run. Micah's younger by a lot.
Yeah,
like you forget how young Micah is.
Yeah,
Micah's 26 years old.
Right. I was gonna say he's like 3 or 4 years.
He's going to wreak havoc for a while.
Yeah.
Max has been one of those players, and I think this is like kind of lost because people start to talk about Max like Max just don't play.
No, he plays.
Max,
Vegas
shuts him down.
If we're being honest about this, the last couple of years, has Vegas not intervened in some weird ways with some stuff?
I was finna say, bro.
Like the last 2 games of this year, we shutting him down for a meniscus surgery, and he was like, "You're not shutting me down for a meniscus surgery, and I'm gonna let it be known." The year before that, I mean, they were god awful. They win 12. He played 12 games. Did have an injury, but it was like you were kind of seeing like they were holding him back. He wasn't playing as much. He wasn't doing as much. And it's just moments like that. I'm just like, I have so many questions on how Vegas has handled this. What is the actual value of Maxx Crosby? But because of how you've handled it, in my mind, I'm trading for a player that has been injured the last couple of years and has not been able to finish the season.
And that's why I say, I say a first round.
Yeah.
DJ, because he needs Fernando is going to need a wide receiver, and I'm gonna throw in a fourth. I'm gonna give you one pick better.
If you can work them down like that,
I'm giving you one pick better than what Dallas got for Micah.
Phenomenal negotiator. That's the case.
So instead of, because you saying Max is an all around better player, I'm gonna give you that first. I'm gonna give you this wide receiver, and I'm gonna give you, since Micah got a fifth, I'll give you a fourth. You take that deal.
You take that deal, I take that deal.
Dang good deal. And then now we're going to the Super Bowl.
Cause I just don't think, look, cause the whole injury thing, I'm with you. I think Vegas has intervened multiple times. I don't think he's that banged up like people say. I mean, now he did say on the podcast, like, if it's a possibility for him to play through injury, he definitely gonna play. But I don't think he's been as banged up as they trying to make it out the same.
I'll be honest with you too. I think that's a big point in, with Max and kind of where the season is going. I think, a couple of years ago, you look at the 12 games he played and you say, okay, well, that's a little bit more significant on the season of you missing that time. But also, most of his career, he's been the defensive version of what we praised DJ for. He's been the defensive version of, we can clearly see that he is hurt. Mm-hmm. And we can also clearly see that he is not coming out of this game. He's going to try and get this done. Trae Young gets ejected less than a minute into his Wizards debut. The tank is definitely Trae Young is playing. I didn't even know Trae Young was playing.
That was supposed to be the big news on when they was doing NBA Today.
I could have took a nap on that news. Okay. No, like I look at the player that Max is, and I would be extremely excited if Max showed up. But the bottom line of all of it that I look at with where the Bears are at and where they're trying to get to, listen, if Detroit wants to go all in and try and go for a Super Bowl, hurt yourself. If in what we've seen with Green Bay, if you want to go all in with Micah Parsons and Jordan Love, and you got $100 million between those two players, hurt yourself. Try and figure it out with these rookies and make it happen. The teams that build through the draft, and everybody's won in different ways, but the teams that build through the draft more times than not come out on top. And if you believe that DA can find you another Trey Hendrickson, can find you another Khalil Mack, he's found you two of the best pass rushers of the generation.
My only issue is, and why I definitely agree with you, is because I've seen two trades where we did two big blockbuster trades and it really didn't work out for us. It worked out minimally, but not as much as we thought. The Jay Cutler trade, we gave a multiple first player, Kyle Orton, and it made us relevant.
But for the quarterback, I'm more willing to listen to that conversation.
But it still didn't.
But Jay was an NFC Championship game though.
But Jay did get to an NFC Championship game.
But we wanted to be Super Bowl. We wanted to be perennial playoff team.
But
my other ones when we traded for Khalil. He gave us that first year. We was solid. And then we never turned into the perennial winner that we wanted.
That's because Mitch.
I know, but still.
But I think that's the conversation that we just had, though, right? If you believe Caleb is him, how big of a gamble is it?
We 0 for 2 in the last 10 years.
We're 0 for 2 doing what? Trying to find the quarterback?
No,
the first one is Jay trying to find the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Mac praying to God you have the quarterback in Mitch in a season that he showed you nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that season he showed you nothing, but the season before, right? He came in, he was okay.
Right, but that's my point is we rolled the dice, we put everything on red, and we hit black twice.
Can I add? Okay, I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. Does having Caleb Williams feel different?
Yeah. Caleb's a great quarterback.
This absolutely feels different to y'all.
It feels different.
Then what's the conversation?
The conversation is you can have cheap help moving forward versus
expensive help.
Expensive help that right? The cheap help you don't know. Cheap help is draft picks.
Yeah.
You don't know. Now you're gonna find a DB. But you don't know if you're going to find that defensive end, that nose tackle that is of the future that turns into Maxx Crosby. You do know Maxx Crosby is Maxx Crosby.
But what I also know is I already said Caleb been like that since college. Like I'm not going to off
You're not
about that
concerned
anymore.
about Caleb.
I'm not concerned about Caleb.
Right.
I'm not concerned about Colston Loveland. I'm not concerned about Luther Burton.
Nope.
All of those aren't question marks. Those are A pluses to me.
Yeah.
So it's like now if I really feel like I have it, which I mean, let's be honest. The Detroit, this is probably about to be the fallout.
This would be a swing for the fences because you think the window's closed.
I don't know.
The window is definitely closed before ours was.
Are we worried about Minnesota? No.
Yes. No, I am.
Yes.
Are we?
Here's the other reason.
Because they with no quarterback, they went 9-8.
Hey, with no quarterback, you want to know the wildest stat for Minnesota this year with no quarterback? if Devin Duvernay doesn't return that football to where he does and sets the Bears up for that game-winning field goal, the Minnesota Vikings win the division this year.
Yeah, because they did have the better. They
would have went 10-8, 10-7.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings win the division. So, yes, I am still worried about it because I watched the Vikings all season going, these guys suck.
Honestly,
they won again.
To me,
crazy.
I don't believe in them until they get a running back. I've always said
they just cut
Jones.
The only way they say
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. The only way they save JJ is if they get a running back. I'm telling you.
But JJ's not even. On the question, bro.
JJ's gone.
JJ's gone pretty much. He's going to be in the back seat.
New GM.
Oh yeah, that's
new GM. Kwesi Adolfo Mensah is what I said at the beginning of the year.
That's right.
Said, if you got rid of Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, somebody need to get fired.
I told y'all from the beginning. I said, bro, don't get a running game. I said it was finna be GG's.
But it ain't that.
He also can't play. Like we can also say that.
And the only reason why
he can't play, I think he's still growing. He's still growing.
You never set him up for success. You never set him up for success.
Hey, bro, listen.
They need a run game.
He got the quarterback whisperer, bro.
I'm not.
Quarterback whisperer.
You already know I'm not championing JJ. I'm not championing JJ like that at all.
Hold on, Pimp.
But you know,
you can't say that he's not set up for success. Is Kevin O'Connell? Is Kevin O'Connell a dog?
Bro,
is Kevin O'Connell a dog?
Yes.
Are we really doing it? Is Kevin O'Connell a dog?
I know.
Is
Kevin
Justin
O'Connell
Jefferson the best wide receiver in football?
Bro,
Is Jordan Addison when he's out on the field and not crashing into cars? Amazing.
I'm literally just talking.
He's a top 15 wide receiver.
I am literally just who? Jordan Addison?
Jordan Addison is a top 15 wide receiver.
If he play out 17 games,
if he play out 17, I just think that if they get a solid run game, he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
But he may not be the quarterback. But anyway, I don't care about the Vikings. But I am.
Even with the Packers, though.
My answer is I am still worried about it.
Is one of the top divisions in NFL football. Top to bottom. We had us. It was us. It was the NFC West. No, the NFC
you talking
West.
about divisions, yeah.
And then we had, the division with the Buffalo Bills, because it was Buffalo Bills and the Patriots. We had some of the toughest divisions.
AFCs.
Yeah, AFCs.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
I don't know if we thought AFC. It's the Bills and the Patriots. That was it.
It was, and then
we don't care about the rest of them.
Yeah, man. But I'm saying this. But my point was kind of saying that the Bears have one of the tougher divisions in football, and if you go all in and get a max, I am slightly worried about Caleb and the wide receivers that we have left, even though they're
I'm not worried at all.
He went to DJ a lot in the clutch, especially when Rome was hurt. You taking DJ out of the equation, I believe Luther, even though he's potentially going to step up, is still a little bit of a gray area, like you said, whether you go unknown in the draft or you go with a known commodity and Max. And what you have to have the people that you already have. You have Caleb needing to step up. You have Rome needing to step up. And you have Luther and Colston all needing to progress and not regress from year 1 to year 2.
He also went to Colston a lot in the clutch. He had a rapport with Colston in the clutch. Like
Colston gonna be top 5 at the end of this season.
Bro, listen.
This season coming up, Colston might be top 5 tight end.
Colston was a top 5 tight end this year.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
Top 2.
And by the numbers, Colston was he might be the best or one of the best.
Top 2 and not 2 at the top 2 and not 2 at the end of this year.
I can't say top 2 though. I can't say top 2.
Why? George Kittle
banged up.
He hurt. All you got is Sam Laporta.
Travis is done.
No, you got old boy Brock Bowers.
No, Bowers a dog.
Bowers is number one.
But
even though they didn't win. Kelsey had a great
But hold
season.
Hold on. Can I do my Fernando Mendoza impression if they draft him? Lady! They said, oh, God. There's no line there. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you this. As somebody who was big on putting his Powers Johnson on the table, that Powers Johnson a little small.
Hey,
that Powers Johnson be getting run over out there, dog. I was a big Jackson Powers Johnson guy. I think that he still has the talent. Centers take a little bit of time to develop there.
It takes about 3 years. It takes about 3-4 years.
Take a little time for you to develop, figure the game out. I think he's going to be fine. But brother, Fernando Mendoza might die out there.
He wasn't as bad as Colton Shelton turning around backwards.
No, JPJ got some real bad moments, bro. Remember,
dude, hold on a second. I'll let you get it out. Coleman Shelton was turned around, and they say pause moment.
Yeah, he was face down, back up. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was perked up, ready for a Diddy party.
Exactly.
He was waiting for the oil.
Like I never seen dude get
which
beat
is
just
crazy
like
because he actually was solid this season.
Exactly. So for Bears, he just a 1 year Bears time. He just took it that way.
I don't know what it was. I told you, all 5 of them was down on the ground in my room. But I look at getting back to the crux of the conversation and kind of answering Ringo's question, you know, like when you start to talk about where Caleb ranks, let's take it not just NFC North. Next season, Caleb could be the best quarterback in the NFC North.
He could.
I'd take that deal.
If he can hit his 65%,
I'd take that deal.
And they talk about 70. If you get the 65%, Caleb could be the best quarterback in the NFC North. That makes a big difference. And so that's what I mean.
My homer.
When you talk, yeah, I know. Right? When you talk about the big swings, right? Taking those big swings, taking a big swing for Jay Cutler with no offensive line was a dumb decision. Taking a big swing for Khalil Mack with a quarterback that had massive question marks on him was a dumb decision. Taking a swing on Maxx Crosby while you have a ascending quarterback in Caleb Williams that looks good, an offensive line that's still moving in the right direction, multiple wide receivers that are phenomenal, Colston Loveland, who looks like just an absolute monster.
Oh, he looks like a steal.
Hey, man, where did he go to school?
Could it be a steal? Could we call him a steal?
Yeah.
Because we thought the other guy that was going to be better.
Tyler Warren.
Oh, dude, I forgot about Tyler Warren.
Bro, they said Tyler Warren was
well, you was wishing on Daniel Jones' downfall all year. I'm not messing with you, bro.
Because
you was wishing on Daniel Jones' downfall.
Because
Ringo would text me every week. I'd be like, "Hey, Ringo, you see what
this is true.
You see what Daniel Jones had going on?"
True.
He was like, "It'll never last. It'll never last."
Because
you know when it fell off? When he tore his Achilles.
No,
that's when Ringo's like, "It fell off. I told you it was going to fall off."
It started to fall off when they played Stanford competition. And then he tore his Achilles.
No, he was
slowing down. They were going to Jonathan Taylor a lot more.
When the Giants got to the playoffs,
he wasn't bad though. He was still good. He wasn't bad.
But that was a problem when the Giants got to the playoffs. Saquon was running out of his mind. We had Andrew Thomas was healthy. And Daniel Bellinger's rookie year was really good, and we made the playoffs.
If he's so bad, why is Minnesota thinking about playing $50 million to bring him back and get him out of Indianapolis? That obviously shows he's good.
Because they know he can run the system.
He's good.
He can run the system.
I mean, he's good. I ain't saying he's great, but I mean, he's good.
Hey,
just because you can run the system don't mean that they good.
It's about if you top 5 here.
Exactly. Like Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Nobody believes Sam Darnold's a top 5 QB.
Nope, but he looked top 5
But we do all believe that he's a Super Bowl champion in Seattle. That's slanging that thing.
It is.
Hey man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We are over 200 in the chat. Big shout out to
200.
200.
Over 200 in the chat. They can hear it. They can hear the air horn. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. Show of love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I do find it interesting with all of these rumors that are out here, though. We got to keep the conversation moving along here a little bit before we get up out of here. With all the rumors that we heard, and you know, Albert Breer a little bit, a little more established. You know, he's got some.
He's seasoned.
Like a little more seasoned. I'm not taking shots at nobody else. But I do know that, of the seasoned guys, we got a guy here in Brad Biggs who listen, he know what he doing.
He does.
He know what he doing.
He does.
Brad is a phenomenal reporter, and if you hear him say something on the Bears, it is not take it with a grain of salt.
Jordan, do the pumps, Drew. No, Jordan, that is your deal. There's no pumps.
If Brad Biggs says something, it is not take it with a grain of salt. It is, this dish has been salted. Like this is the meal. This is what you're getting.
It's been prepared. It's been prepared by the finest chefs.
When Brad Biggs came out today, and I mean, if you ain't seen the video, it's hilarious. Check it out. Talking about the report that Javon Dexter might be traded, and literally took a gun to it and was just like, hold on, give me a second, boys. Foul! As he said, the Chicago Bears have taken no calls on Javon Dexter, and the Chicago Bears have made no calls on Javon Dexter, essentially saying there is no Javon Dexter trade. When you hear that, and you hear the difference in reporting there, where do you now look at this defensive line and say you want to make improvements? Is it still that defensive tackle? Is it still going big and going to get a Maxx Crosby? Or is this, you can go through the draft and have a guy in there? And I made this comparison to him when I did the short today. An Alex Brown type. Now, I think Alex Brown was better at creating pressure. I think that Alex Brown was more consistent than we've seen Javon Dexter be, but Javon's fine. 6.5 sacks, good rotational piece. I would like to see the Bears still improve on the interior defensive line over the edge initially.
So this is going to create a little stir, because when I heard that he was on the trading block, at first I was like, no. And then I thought about it and was like, well, this up and coming draft is full of
a lot of big boys,
full of very fast and strong defensive tackles. Yeah. If I could trade him and replace him, which even though he does have 6.5 sacks, he's not that wrecking ball that we thought he was going to be, i.e. Tommy Harris type of impact player that we thought. He's not him. Why not trade him? And with this draft being as deep as it is in the middle, why not hit the reset button and get an extra draft pick? So I was like, at first I was like, no. Then I was like, yes. And I'm on the fence of yes now.
Yeah, nah, me, like, my thing is I clearly see that DA's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
You got the guys in the building that are, and now you want to see that player development. He's had 6.5 sacks. I think you're still able to improve upon that. Now I'm not saying that they don't need the extra help in the draft. I would try to go in the draft. But if this dude had 6.5 sacks under DA, dude, if he continues to mold him, you don't necessarily know what he's gonna be. You might get that Tommy Harris type or that Alex Brown type, depending on what he
I don't know if he's gonna get Tommy.
Could still be.
Tommy was a monster.
It's like he's still, well, even if he's not, he's still young, he's still young enough to get molded.
This is third year in the league, bro.
Going on it's only one more year, and then you got to pay him.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So if somebody,
you got to pay him. That's the thing. It's like that's why the trade conversation made sense. Is like, do you want to pay Javon? I'll be real with you.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to pay him. I don't want to pay him. He's 6.5, but he's not impactful. He's not going to be worth that money. So give me a fourth. We spent a second on him, right?
You spent a second on him, yes.
Give me a fourth.
I don't think you're getting a fourth for him. That's the problem.
My thing is,
I need at least a fourth.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. You couldn't get a fourth for DJ right now.
DJ contract though. It's the contract is why you can't get a fourth for DJ. So that's why I say.
But that's you can't get a fourth for a dude with production. How you gonna get a fourth for a dude with?
Because he's coming off a good year. He's coming off a good year.
It's a good year numbers wise. But it's a year that I would say more than likely Javon probably looks at and say I wasn't as impactful as I needed to be.
You don't, but the reason why I say yes too, because now you switching Dio, you putting him in the inside, and then now you drafting somebody in one of your later rounds. Still. You still got Shamar still, and then I think so you got. We don't have a deep defensive line, but we still have quality players that we can now shift because it seems like DA likes interchangeable parts.
Spell that. Hold on. You trip. Spell that.
Interchangeable.
Shift.
Oh, shift. Oh, SHIFT. Shift.
All right.
I was concerned a little bit.
They're like to shift these players inside, and it looks like it has a rotation. So for me, if somebody was gonna trade for Dexter, I'll trade him out.
Willie
and get somebody else.
Willie Lampkin said Dio going to the bench show.
You gonna play him.
That's a good line.
It is. It's a good line. But you
going to the bench show.
You gonna pay him. You paying him too much where you can't cut him, and he's not gonna ride the bench. He's gonna get put in. Though that's just the name of the NFL game.
Yeah, no, but I think here's my thing with it. I would rather you have. I'm fine with Javon being on the team. I'm fine with him not being on 100%. The team. It is what it is. If you pay Javon a $25 million deal for 3 years, I'm fine with him being on the team for that. Right? Because my thing is rotation piece. Well, the cap was $301 million, boys. Like, you got to pay people more money. I'm like, he said, ooh. The cap costs more money. I don't know what to tell you. It's your guys are going to make more money. But, like, I'm fine with Javon being on the team, but it's just, do you understand what he is now? For me, going into this offseason, when I hear whether Javon is going to be traded or not, now it seems like he's going to be on the team. That's great. Find the dude that can back him up at the beginning of the season and then take his job. Is that Shamar Turner? Is that Lee Hunter? Is that bring in Willie Lampkin, put him on the other side? Is that like who is that player for you that you look at and you say that you feel is going to be the next guy? Because here's the thing about Javon. Javon is fine, but he's hit that plateau.
But is he a 1 year wonder? Are we now going to get this every year, or he's going to go back to the 2.5 sacks that he was?
Usually when you're getting those the sacks like Javon was getting, it's a flash play. So flash players usually remain flash players. If you're on the field and you're in a rotation, listen, Alex Brown wasn't a 15 sack guy.
No, he was an 8.5, 7. No, 6.5.
He was like 6.5.
He was 6.5 to 8.5. But when he got his first year was with
in Miami, he was a 12 sack guy 1 year, I think.
No, when we got him from Miami, we got the other edge. Then Julius Peppers. Oh. That's when his number shot up to 8.5 because he was at the 4.5 to 6.5, and then when we got Julius, then he jumped up to 8. Yeah. So that's my point. Like now, if we do get Maxx, helps. Right? If we do get Maxx, will he come and turn into something even more?
But your job. But I think that's the difference, right? When I look at the exterior guys, like I look at a Montez Sweat. I think Montez Sweat was fine this year, right? Like he wasn't great in every single moment, but 10.5 sacks, right? Like
double digits.
I like how Yurko says it, right? He's like he's the worst double-digit sack guy of the bunch.
Yes,
it's like there's not enough pressure, but again,
bro, that's the bar right there. That is true. He is the worst double-digit sack guy that I think we've ever seen.
But look, like that's like being the worst of the best group. Like you're still a part of the best group. It's still 10.5 sacks. It's still a player that you showed a ton of production. To me, if you add an edge to that, you make him better because people aren't chipping. People are giving him more one-on-ones. There's more opportunity. I think that helps him.
Yeah.
Javon is supposed to be that guy. You're already having that kind of. Javon is supposed to be the guy that is moving people out of the way, that is forcing the quarterback to not be comfortable in the middle of the pocket. He wasn't. He's create the pressure so the quarterback can't step up. That's where I think it's for me. And I think I talked about this morning on the Morning Breeze. What you're going to see is the Chicago Bears over the next couple of months give DA his defense.
It looks like it.
And that is a great spot for you to be in. And draft, I said it on the Bears pod today.
Or in free agency, though.
More than likely, I would say more in the draft. I'm leaning more in the draft because I think this is a draft where you can have blinders on. Realistically, if the Bears take the safety out of Oregon, are we mad?
No.
If the Bears take Lee Hunter or Caden Caleb Banks or Caden, why am I blanking on Caden from Ohio State?
I know you're talking
about. Are we mad?
I don't think so. I think if those players add to it, we're going to be better.
If we get to 25 and the Chicago Bears take the best DB on the board, that's going to be Jalen Johnson replacement with what we've seen, how they find DBs in this City. Are we mad? No, there's almost nothing you can do on defense that's gonna piss me off.
No, because if you get a quality, the only way I would be pissed off if they get one of these injured players open to get a steal at 25. No, at 25, I need a solid
McDonald.
player.
I don't know why I couldn't get McDonald out of it.
I need a solid player.
That's because I'm not eating enough McDonald in my life because they don't sponsor.
Bro, did you see that video?
Which one?
The CEO?
The CEO? Oh, my God, bro.
Dog.
That CEO need to go to jail.
Dude, we gotta bring back best and worst.
We gotta bring back best and worst.
Bring back best and
we can do
worst,
so much more. I wish I could show the video here. The CEO of McDonald's is trying to taste test the new burger, the Big Arch. And he's like, I don't even know how I'm gonna eat all of this. I mean, you got your arch sauce. Yeah, you could tell he's stalling because he doesn't eat this food.
Oh, he doesn't.
And then he goes, and takes the smallest bite you have ever seen. And you could tell they came through and cut a piece out so he could show that he bit it.
Bad.
I'm like, get out of here, bro.
Hey,
get out of here. Yeah, but it's also I also wouldn't expect the CEO of McDonald's to be housing McDonald's every week.
Because you seen what happened to that dude
if
that
you
ate
can
McDonald's
have
every day.
steak or McDonald's, which would you rather have?
I'm taking a steak.
Shout out to Windy City with the super chat, man. He said, if we go through the draft knowing the Bears' defensive line problems, do you believe realistically there's a player at pick 25 or later in the draft that might be able to improve what we are missing? I don't think so. We need, I'm assuming you meant Max, not Mason. Here's what I would say.
I don't say yes, I don't say no.
Here's what I would say. Defense. Improving your defensive line makes your defense better. We think the Bears have a ton of holes on defense, right?
Correct.
They don't. You fix
three.
You fix the
three.
You don't.
No, you
fix the defensive line. You got
yeah.
answers for everything.
That's true too. I take that.
Independently,
I say we have three, but if you fix the one, it helps with the other two.
If I go get one of these big guys that's pure run stuffers and need a little bit of development and work, I got a really good player.
Yeah.
If I go get one of these edge rushers that's really quick off of the edge and fits DA system, can set that edge, and you don't have to have a linebacker or a safety doing it, that fixes that. It's not about going out and getting the guy. And I'm not saying that means don't go get Max. Maybe you draft well and you still get Max. But defensive line is so important. Think about it like exactly what you saw on the offensive line. You fix the offensive line, and all of a sudden you were right about Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze. There's still some questions on Rome, but you feel like he's going to be a solid piece. You were right about taking Colston Loveland at 10. You were right about Kyle Monunga in the 7th round. You were right about signing DeAndre Swift, who I still wouldn't have done it, but he had a phenomenal season, so you can't take that away from him. Fixing that portion of the line made you right about everything. Now you've paid these pieces on the other side. You got a defensive line. Guess all of a sudden you're right about Kyler Gordon being paid, and he's not sitting there.
Y'all know I like me some Kyler Gordon, bro.
Be your lead blitzer. You're right about paying Jalen Johnson because now you're getting pressure in the face. He's going to be that PBU demon yet again. You're right about paying TJ Edwards because he's a great cover guy and he don't have to run 1,000,000 miles to try and make tackles on the run.
Bro, you ain't lying, because if you look at Dallas's defense, I think it was 2 years ago when they had old boy that left. And they had Micah Parsons.
Trayvon Diggs. He was still getting cooked. He gave up a lot of yards. He was still getting cooked.
Led the league in interceptions for 2 years.
He was still getting cooked. He gave up a lot of yards.
Safety that was getting a lot of interceptions.
That was what you talking about 2 years ago or now?
2 years ago when they had because the one guy left in free agency and then you had Micah being traded last year.
I know you talking about, but I don't got a
defense
name
right there. They had a phenomenal front line.
Yeah,
and as you say, they had weak people in the defensive backfield, and they still was doing well. So you're right. If your front four and your linebackers, if you have a solid group right there, you have a solid group with your front four, it makes your linebackers better and your defensive backs better. 100% agree with that.
But to be honest with you, if you get your front four right, TJ Edwards is right. And we already seen when is the last time TJ Edwards had a defensive line? Philly.
His coverage was just so. No, I'm not talking TJ. I'm talking about.
You talking about Tremaine?
Tremaine
gonna be gone.
Yeah, I know. But TJ, he's a dog. But with or without a line, so he's gonna be even better.
But Tremaine was a dog this year without a line in DA system. That tells you the system works. The system puts people in place to be successful.
It does.
But I can't cover for 15 seconds. Legitimately, there was a play this year with Brock Purdy that lasted 10 seconds.
It was. I remember that. But
and it was just him running left, running right, stepping back. He stepped up. They couldn't get him. Then all of a sudden the receiver pop on. He's like, well, of course he did. Like, how could you not?
I understand that because we didn't have as much pressure, consistent pressure. But Tremaine just was really bad in coverage this year.
Man.
And I think that was a more glaring hole. I understand. I agree with you that our pressures up front would have helped him out, but it was just so glaring. I don't think you can walk that back.
Just get that. I think they just gotta get the guys. That's why this whole I don't want to see Tremaine go, but like.
Well, I mean, listen, you're not gonna beat 15 million off your books.
Yeah,
that was a no-brainer.
Tough. But it's like he's
we did argue it for a long time.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all did.
But just
you wanted to cut him.
I
was saying keep him.
He wanted to cut him on the rail. I wanted to keep him because my thing is
the talent.
It's just the talent and literally like
he's 27.
It's not even that, but for our needs, I think we can replace him with a cheaper version.
Well, yeah, you can replace an off-ball linebacker
and save that money to go after Maxx.
You can always replace an off-ball line.
Exactly. Not to say he's a replaceable, but you could find that up and coming. Like it was. I forget the name of the guy that I was talking about. But it was a guy from a free agent.
No, you was talking about Caden Ellis from Falcons.
Exactly. Well, he's a replaceable linebacker. Was going to cost you a third of the price. I think they said we can get him for $3 million.
32 years old.
We only need him for a year. We still building in the draft. We just need a stopgap.
But he didn't have the year.
This the thing.
It wasn't even close to the year that Bobby Wagner had.
Yeah, but if you fix the defensive line, there's a conversation for that. But you think about it, he had a worse year with a better defensive line.
Yeah, that is true. But
Caden Ellis had a worse year than Tremaine with a better defensive line.
Well, one of them on the line.
It's not the same system though either.
One of them on the line won't be there next year either, too, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But my point is that
I don't know. He's talented enough. He might magically get off.
My point is that you save that 15 to go after Maxx. Would you rather have Maxx or would you rather have Tremaine? I'd rather have Tremaine. Well, I'd rather have Maxx than Tremaine.
Now there is something interesting with that because Maxx Crosby or the Raiders are interested in trading for Tremaine Edmonds.
Swap,
little swappy swap there. I'll take a little Maxx off of you. You take a little Maine off of me.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? That sounded wrong. It was just their names, but it sounded wrong. I don't know.
I might throw in a third.
Yeah, well, no, listen, you got to make money work and you giving up a first round pick. If you send it Tremaine, you definitely sending 2 first round picks.
I was going to say a pick and two.
No, you said Tremaine. Tremaine and DJ, and I give you a third.
Tremaine and DJ?
And give you a third. Because you have to make the money work. That's the money.
Yeah, technically that works. I'm giving you 2.
No, they would have to make the money work there because they make too much.
No, they don't. They are so.
DJ makes 23. Tremaine makes 15.
But they're so below the cap that that's why they said that they have to take some money back because they're so because you have to, you gotta be a 60 something. You got to be at 60% of something like that, or you have to have some money on your books.
Yeah. Willie Lampkin with the super chat, he said, need a run stuff and defensive tackle plus good edge equals we have good D. Shout out to you. Strong safety and linebacker 2 equal icing on the cake. Hell, I'd be okay with a left tackle at 25. If we go defensive tackle in round 2 plus get Maxx or Khalil Mack, I trust strong safety, or I trust that's it.
Strong safety.
No, he said. Oh, he said I trust SS and linebacker 2. He said LB2. Oh, in rounds 3 through 5. Yeah, he said LB2, and I went Luther Burden. I don't know why my brain tweaked. No, I think that's the part about the. This is a conversation we haven't had. We gotta get up out of here. Yeah, we've been potting for an hour here, but we having a good time. And I saved this for a future episode, a little tease, so tap in on the next episode. Would you be in on the Bears if it's not right? If you get down there and maybe the best player on the board is a wide receiver, trading out of the first round, adding more draft capital in the second, adding more draft capital in the third, trading out of the first round.
That's a good question.
We'll talk about all that and more on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm playing. Of the week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do for Mr. Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. And of course,
Nobody.
the man formerly
Wild
known as
Take
Ringo
Drew.
J. Stefan the Don. That was a wild take.
Hey,
Giving up 7 players.
I'm going to give it up to
Maxx Crosby.
Three pass rushes on the line.
Hey,
What
hey,
you say?
hold up.
Hold on. I told you. I'm on 3 pass rushes on the line on third down.
This was my issue with it. Everybody jumped down my throat when I was like, I would give you DJ and Jalen Johnson for Myles Garrett, who's by far a better player, who is the best defensive lineman in the game.
I didn't say
Everybody was
anything.
like, what do you mean?
Right, you gave 2 for 1. I'm giving 2 for 1.
I was like, hey.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bet down.
hey,
One
the 2 for
love.
1 deal.
Peace. Hey, bro, listen, I'm sitting there. I'm like, bro, it's no way.
Because we didn't want to give up Jalen Johnson. That's why.
That nobody wants to give up nothing
Because a shutdown corner is a shutdown corner.
Listen, nobody wants to give up nothing for a good player until you get the good player, and then you be like, oh, we got him.
Yeah, but that's what I say. I give up DJ if you looking at the money.
Listen, I ain't giving up a 4th and a 7th for David Montgomery. By the way, y'all lying about believing in running. Y'all are all lying.
What you mean?
Must said a 4th and a 7th for Monty, and everybody was like, whoa! How could you give that up? Y'all are all liars.